Ankita ma'am, we are live.
Right. So let's just wait for 1 more minute while others are joining, because few are messaging me that they are at the link now. So I think we are good to start. Nanika, can I take over the screen? Can I go ahead now?
Sure, I'll just give you the rights.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
you can
Merci
start, Shri.
beaucoup. Bonjour tout le monde. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for joining. We are live as well on YouTube. So hopefully it would be a great value for those ones who couldn't join. And sorry for conducting this at early morning hours for the Asian audience. And thank you so much for still connecting with us. I hope you guys have come up with questions, because we do get lots and lots of questions, and I'm very very happy to take up your questions today. And this entire 1 hour is going to be super valuable for you. Feel free to switch on, switch off your videos, no problem. Just enjoy and let me know if you have any questions. But we'll take the question. You can put the questions in the chat, and we'll take the questions one by one. But to start with, so I'll now share my screen, and let me just share with you what all I have for today. So, first of all, to start with, I would like to introduce you to all of you to my team. So, I have Chandra sir with me, who is amazingly talented person, and he is not only handling my social media handles. So, if you guys get really bothered a lot by my ads, so you know whom to get hold of. So, this is the person behind this. And now we also have Kanika Mam, who apparently I do not see her now in the video, but she must be just here around. So
I'm
she
here.
is the Oh, she's there. Okay, merci. So, Kanika ma'am is apparently the TEF Canada French language coach expert. She cleared the TEF and she flew to Canada, went back to India, again flew to Canada. So that's a quite kind of a journey for her as well. So she would be the one who would co-host this event today, because I really want to share everything today with you guys, because a lot of you are presume are beginners, so we would like to add a lots and lots of value. So this was all about my team, and behind we have also my rock support, that is Nanika. So she's not switching on the camera, but yeah, she is somebody who is like the rock support for entire all this arrangement. So let's kick off, guys, for the French for Canada, because that's what you are guys here for today. So now to start with, we just to give you a quick bit of about my journey. So I honestly had no experience when I started to learn French for PR. No experience in French, I would say. It was just, it was just because I had no money to spend for the student visa, honestly. So I thought, okay, since I have no sorts of that kind of a money to spend, why don't I just do French and learn French and get the TEF Canada cleared and get the PR. So that's how the entire journey started. And the slide which is right in front of you guys is about the team. So I do have an amazing team who really help me day in day out, and we run our coaching center for like 24/7, because we have the global audience, people from everywhere, from UA, USA, UK. We have lot many students from India, and apparently, obviously, a lot many from Canada as well. And we have already taught around about 1,500 plus is just one number. Actually, we have taught more than that by now, but just because we believe in accumulating the database wherein we have added value. And so far, we are claiming to have the best success rate so far in the TEF. So this is why we are somebody who is really really passionate about sharing our knowledge, our experience, and we hold the highest TEF success rate in Canada so far. Now, this is a little bit about my journey in terms of the little bit about me, that I am not just only a TEF trainer coach. I'm a mother. I'm Delft C1 certified, and I'm definitely been teaching for the French TEF Canada journey as well as TCF. And I'm somebody who has actually learned French from scratch, because people do ask me, ma'am, is it really possible to learn? I have no experience. I do not know anything. I have zero knowledge, which is absolutely fine, guys. When I learned French, some people do come to me saying that in my school I learned something. Honestly, in my school I had no exposure of French as well. So basically, if I could learn in a year and a half, then I'm sure you all can learn too. So this all come the reason I'm sharing my journey is to just to let you know that I did not have an exposure of French like most of you. And this is something I have learned all by my own. Like I had trainers, guys. I have not learned entire French by my own. That's not the case. So I have had trainers, because I am somebody who really needs some hand holding. I just couldn't do it by myself. So my success credit obviously goes to all of the hard work which my trainers, my teachers, my professors had put in. So I give all the credit to them. This was about my journey. But of course, this video, today's webinar is not about my journey. It is about you. That how a beginner, and what beginner is struggling with today. A lot of things, and we really want to just help most of you as a team, that what exactly to do and what exactly not to do. So please come up with your questions. My team would be very happy to take all of your questions. Secondly, we wanted to, of course, boast our success stories, but this board was not enough. So we just highlighted only three stories for now. And nevertheless, not only these three women, which is right in front of you guys, were the pioneer or were the pinnacle or were the examples of successes. They are somebody who who were like working mothers. They burn their midnight oils. They really learned the French from scratch. Some went for TEFAC, very first attempt, and the first lady, whom which is right in front of you guys, Parampreet. So she was just an excellent lady. As a student I met with, she scored CLB 9 in speaking, CLB 9 in writing, which is, and this is, let me tell you, this was her first attempt. It was not her multiple. She'd never give multiple attempt, only one attempt of TEF, and she nailed it. So why I have this story in front of you guys, because I want to really motivate all of you. It is possible. It is not that we think, okay, no, I'll have to give multiple attempts. Oh no, it's like a dream, may come true, may not come true. No, it is definitely dream, possible dream. It is possible. You can make it. Param did it. You guys can did it too. Param was very determined student, and I told her, like, in January, Param, you know what? Like, you're ready. Just go ahead with the exam. Go ahead with the test. She was a first student who said, no, ma'am, I think I just need more practice with the listening and I'm not ready yet. So I would rather take more time. Usually I get the opposite. I really get the students like, if I tell them, no, you need one more month. No, ma'am, my visa is expiring. No, ma'am, my birthday is coming. No, ma'am, something is happening. And I really want to jump on the test, which was not the case with Param. So I'm really inspired by her as a teacher, honestly, because I really do not get students like her who's like really patient with the test. But that's why she got the fruitful result. She nailed the test with C1 in the very first attempt. With the Akanksha, she took only speaking sessions with us. She needed to give TEFAC. For the TEFAC, we only need speaking and listening, guys. And we can even take separate attempts. Like you can clear listening in separate go, speaking in separate go, and you're good to go for the PR. The third lady you have in front of you guys is Anne, and Anne was apparently an amazing, hard working, full time business working mother. So she had a business, she was a mother, she was struggling and juggling with all the walks of her life, and still she nailed the exam with such an excellent score. And Anne has just landed in Canada 2 days ago, and she has moved just like next block to my house. We have not met yet though, but yes, I am really excited to meet her soon, and that's how we build the wonderful community. And all of my students, they try and meet me, and obviously the coffee is always on me, guys. Karika, I think we had a coffee too. No, not really.
We still have to.
We still have to, because she apparently moved to Calgary and I'm in
I'm in
Toronto.
Calgary.
So we'll have to cross the borders.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's talk about the students, what they boast about us. It's important to have a look at this slide, because we honestly, as I said, we couldn't justify everything in one board. This board is not enough for us to boast our successes or boast our methodologies which is being implemented. If you will, I can drop the link of the Google reviews for you guys, whosoever wants to read them, because it's just that why these reviews are like that, because we are somebody who do not teach by by just showing the PDFs. That is something one review came and I was like, right, yeah, we don't teach by PDF, right? We never thought about that. So one student gave a wonderful note that, ma'am, the best part about your teaching were I just did not see all the plenty of PDFs, and I was not bored with the, like, literally swamped with the lots and lots of books. We do not believe in the culture of books because we don't have time. Not that we disregard books. I'm an avid reader. I love reading books, but we have to channelize our
Parth,
energy in the right
can you come
direction.
1 second?
Sorry, guys, about that. Just
Leave
one
that
second.
paper, take this
Uh,
pen, and ask Mama to sign here in this line.
Nanika, are you the host
Please,
of the
below.
meeting? I'm so sorry, guys. Just 1 minute. I want to put
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm unmuting. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
muting.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Right. So I was on this slide. So basically, I wanted to just give you a quick review of these all sorts of wonderful reviews, because we've been creating such wonderful experiences over the period of time. People did join us maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 1 year ago, and we've been adding value. They've been adding value to our experiences, and if we try and evolve daily with different methodologies of teaching. So of course, I will not bore you guys with a lot of reviews right now, because I'll drop the link here, and you can all go ahead and by all means, if you want me to ever share their numbers and you want to get in touch with them, how did it go, what did it go, how did it go, we do have our LinkedIn channel as well, wherein we encourage all of our community to be there, to be part of it, and have found a lot of speaking partners. Now, moving further, to talk about how we train. When we boast, we do have a great success rate. That what exactly we do, what exactly is something that we are doing, maybe others are lacking, and why we claim to have the best success rate. So the first thing first is that we are somebody who offers one-on-one sessions, which is not or rarely the case with most of the training institutes in the market right now. I have really received a lot of consultation calls wherein the student told me, ma'am, I joined something and I was told that there will be 3 students, and when I joined there were 22 students. And I was like, 22? And how is it possible for the trainer, per se, from the trainer standpoint, to make every one of you speak? So then the person who booked my consultation call, he's replied, ma'am, I never spoke a word in 3 months. And for me, it was really a shock. How is it possible that you are learning a language, you are not speaking a word? Forget the fact that it is in a group class or anything. Group is fine, guys. I'm not against it. As long as the group strength is enough for a trainer to be able to make the person speak, it's more than enough. I'm good, but I really don't know how this equation works. That 22 people, some even came to me saying, ma'am, there are 60 people. I only joined the classes because the classes were 5 days a week. And I really like this idea of having 5 days a week. And then my question was, okay, you're taking 5 days a week classes. That's fine with me. But how do you manage to speak? He said, no, ma'am, I don't speak. It's only 30-minute session. And they just come and they just teach or some grammar and they go. That's how it works. So this is something we do not do. We believe in one-on-one sessions. Our sessions are usually used to be 45 minutes. Now we have actually gone back to our 1 hour sessions, because we realize that we also got to focus on reading and listening. We also believe in giving you lots and lots of worksheets, not grammar books. We don't do that. We have, for the TEF writing and TEF speaking, we make you correct the error there and then. I can show you hell lot of words exercises that we be correct. And usually I've seen Kanika's feedback. Her feedback, when she gives feedback to the students, the entire copy is like red, black, blue, orange, and just all colorful. So many errors. That's what we see. So is with the other experts in my team. Now, we also give you the speaking workshops, listenings, and reading, and we also have the vocabulary. But again, I will not say we take vocabulary classes. We don't do that. We do not give any vocabulary classes. There is no such class actually. We do not give. We still have the listening sessions every week, but now we have reduced it because student used to tell me, "Ma'am, we need 1 day off for everything." So, which is fine. That's respected. Going further, this is for all of you. It is not about us and about the things in general. So now we got to know, for all of you whosoever has joined today as a beginner, that what exactly you got to do with coaching center, without coaching center, with us, without us, doesn't matter, because the purpose is to help most of you. So what you got to do, guys, you have tons of French books available these days. Even if you go to Udemy, you go to YouTube, you go to Amazon, you go any marketplace, any places, you have like hell lot of books right in front of you. So which one to choose and which one is the grammar book? Honestly, the answer is None. There is no such book which is idle book for TEF. There is no such book which will magically change your life. There is no such book which will make you okay, right? Go ahead. So let's say the name of the student is, for example, Zishan. Zishan, just go ahead and read this book, and this book will kill your life. Like, go ahead, it's amazing. No, there is no such book, guys, because whichever book you choose to try to start with, just do that book, and it's more than enough. But usually what happens, let's say I start my life with, for example, Collins, or maybe complete French grammar, and or maybe Edito. And let's say I'm in a community and some two people cleared the exam and they said, okay, you know what, I did Saison. And Saison was a wonderful book. And I leave the complete French grammar halfway through. No, 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 because Akanksha cleared the exam and she said Saison was good. Guys, Saison, Saison, Saison. Two people said Edito was good. Edito, Edito, Edito. Part one, part two, part. No, don't do all of that. No, 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 no. You gotta stick to your roots. You have to complete the book, which is something that you started, which is something that you feel you're comfortable, which you think that this is something in English also and French also. I do have a lot of books which is just French. Most of the people are not comfortable. They feel, ma'am, I don't understand a word here. How can I do this? Which is fine. Don't do it. No, no problem. Don't pick up the books which you feel that is beyond your understanding. Don't go for that. Just stick to one book, pick up one book. One book is more than enough for the entire TEF journey. And trust me, if you do that good book, if you do that book in a right way, rightful manner, it's just enough. For this video sake today, what we have done, I have curated, and with the help of Chandra sir, we have curated a separate Google Drive link only for today's webinar, wherein we are going to drop in the link of the books which I use for my students, which we as a team, all of us use. Feel free to download them for today, because of the validity. We can only keep that link live for certain hours only. So please leverage those downloads and download them and use those books. Going further, people do ask me again a lot of questions, especially the beginner. Ma'am, which is the best book for TEF? One, so we know grammar. Let's say grammar, you choose any book, guys, fine, but do not fall into the gimmicks of multiple books. Either it is grammar or TEF. So, guys, what happens most of the time? People, when they start their journey, they feel that there are a lot of tons of grammar book. If I do a lot of grammar, then I would be somebody who will be really, really great at grammar. Amazing, fine, do that. You don't have time to do that. You do not have to be master in grammar, because TEF, they will not ask you that, okay, if this is what it is, then what is a answer? If this is what it is, then what is an answer? Basically, it's not the grammar exam. It is something wherein you have to speak, write, listen, and read, and that too in the short period of time. So forget, I won't say that do not focus on grammar, but do not over focus on grammar. That should be your first takeaway from this event today, from this webinar. Do not over focus on grammar. You do not have to be like really crazy about grammar. Do not do this book, that book, this book. And at the end, you're like, okay, I'm forgetting everything, whatever I learned in A1 and A2. Now I'm at B2. So do not reach to the point wherein you're forgetting everything. So just do little stuff. It's more than enough. For the books which are right in front of your screen, these are the books which are available in the market. Some are PDF, free, non-free, copyrights. Please check that. All of the books which are right there in front of you, I won't say they are amazing, excellent book. No, they are not. Most of them, most of the books, they lack a few things, but still they are better than they are good only to give you an overview. If you guys, let's say, starting your journey today and you want to see, okay, let me just see what is it about. Like, for example, if I want to start a IELTS today, if I want to take the IELTS English today, so what is the first thought will come to my mind? Okay, let me just see what IELTS is about. Like, what do I have to achieve? Where do I have to reach to? So this is reading, this is listening, this is speaking, this is, oh, okay, I should know this is, oh, okay, this is how the exam marks is calculated. Oh, I need to give the exam in only one day, and these four four modules are taken this way. So this is it. You will also get to see the topics in these books which are enough for you to know how the exam works. You may not be able to honestly understand it as much if you're a beginner level, which is okay, guys. You don't have to. But once you will reach to the B1 part, B1 level, then you can actually, these books will make relevance to you. Or maybe you decide to take TCF, then these books will also not make any relevance to you. You might take a route of TCF. People who wants to know what is the difference between TEF or TCF, I'm not going to talk about that today because that's not what the event is all about today. I have made a separate video. If you guys want to watch that video, please go ahead, by all means watch it and understand what is the difference between TEF and TCF and which route is easier. Ideally none, but still, if you want to go ahead and deep down it, please do. By all means, you can do that. How to reach the something which is to the level of B2. So guys, the four pillars are something that you need. You need grammar, again, not over grammar, okay? Grammar. You need vocabulary. Now, I always tell my student, you do not have to become a Shashi Tharoor of French. No, I do not want you to become a dictionary. That's not something I want, and that's not something you need, and that's not something TEF bodies are asking you to do so. So make your life very simple. I tell them, okay, why don't you just give me 5 to 10 words every day for 5 days, and then just let's have a revision test on Saturday or Sunday, or maybe other way around, or maybe just give me 2 words every day, and then let's have a test next week. This is more than enough to start building your vocabulary. But you gotta do vocabulary and vocabulary revision time to time, because if you don't do it, you'll keep forgetting it, and then it gets into a blunder zone. Next is structures. So what is exactly structure means? You should know how to speak, what to write, how to write. You just cannot write the DELF structure wherein TEF has a different structure. You cannot go to TCF and write something what you have learned in TEF. They are all different exam. Like most of you must have taken IELTS. IELTS is different from CELPIP, is different from other bit. So you got to know that which exam I'm going to take, what structure I'm going to write. That's how it works, guys. Because language exams, they are like that actually. And last is accents. So now here, accent doesn't mean like you should speak like, literally English or French. People know that that's not something the ask is. That's not what they want. What they mean is that whatever you speak in a rightfully manner. So what does it mean? That you gotta make sure that whatever you pronounce, that pronunciation is correct. That's all they want. They are not after your life. Okay, oh my God, you gotta sound like really, French person. You cannot be French person by just you can be, maybe some of you are like really talented, but one cannot really be French just in 1 year of study. Some of you might not even study for 1 year. Some of you might even just study for 8 months or maybe 9 months. So you don't even have to target that. Your target should be right pronunciation. That's all, period. There is no further debate about it. So here comes the point of view, guys. Some people, they say to me that, ma'am, I really want to learn French from natives. I am somebody who's looking for only natives. Do you have somebody native in your team? Guys, I don't have any native in my team, and my team is somebody who has clear TEF by really working hard, and they know and they know that they can make you clear TEF. That's all we know. We are not natives, and we do not try to be one. We cannot be natives. We don't even want to be one. Why is that? Because we know how to make the TEF clear for you. That's all we know, and that's all we are here for. We are not here to challenge somebody or to show somebody or to boast somebody. Okay, this is how our pronunciation is. This is how we are. I don't even speak English like I should have spoken by now. I've been speaking English maybe since childhood, but I don't. Do I sound like British? No. Do I sound like American? No. I don't even sound like Canadian. So how can I sound French in just by merely studying French for a few years in my life? So that's why we do not boast that part. And by all means, if you guys are looking for natives, feel free to join them, guys. But I honestly have had a lot many anecdotes, lot many stories from the consultation where they say, "Ma'am, I joined the natives, and natives obviously are amazing. That was a great experience, but somehow I just couldn't understand, or they couldn't understand my requirements well. That I got to learn this, and I do not have to learn this." So if you find somebody who knows really tough, and they have taken tough, they have understood tough very well, then it's a different story. But otherwise, the language is something, it takes time. It's something which needs regular practice. If you're somebody who is doing two jobs, or maybe if you I'm sure most of you must be full-time working, most of you must be working fathers, mothers, and you must be doing a lot in your life. But French needs time. It needs 1 hour daily. And that's minimum I'm talking about. Actually, it needs 2 to 3 hours, but most of you, especially in Canada, don't have that kind of a time by your side, guys, which is absolutely fine. But you got to strategize it, that how you're going to divide your time. Even if you have 1 hour, how you're going to steal the time, that's something is a different conversation altogether. I can meet you separately, that how you got to divide your time to make the best out of it, to bring the best output out of it. So this is about this. But before I leave this slide, I also want to just touch base one important point. People do ask me, in fact, today in the chat of my Telegram, somebody came and asked me, "Ma'am, do we really need a teacher for the TEF?" So I have something to add on here. Guys, there is a difference between French and TEF. If you ask me if you really need the tutor for French, no, you don't need one. Seriously, you don't need one. You don't need to have spend any penny. You don't need to have like really go and search in the market. Okay, who can teach me the best French in the world? No, don't spend that kind of a money, guys. But now here is a problem. If you have hell lot of time, if you are really somebody who is determined that once you will go to the laptop and you will only open the PDF that you've targeted, and you know what to read, then you don't need teacher. But if you're somebody like me, like if the moment I sit on my laptop and the moment I open a YouTube, let's say today I decided I will, because I come from a IT background. So let's say I decided I'll learn a software or maybe language today. So let's say I learned Python today. So the moment I open Python, I end up watching something else. And Python is gone for a toss. Python is kept aside because now my attention is distracted. Or maybe 10 students messaged me, "Ma'am, this happened today, that happened today, speaking is not going good, writing is on the not on the track. What I do, here I do, here I do." Or my son is disturbing me, or my husband is asking 10, 20 questions. So I am literally distracted. There is no way I can literally be focused. That's why I need teacher. I need somebody who would come to me, tell me, "Okay, Ankita, this is how it is, that is how it is, this is what you do, this is how you should do." Then it is fine. Then that thing makes my life easy. I don't know how it works for most of you. Now let's talk about TEF. Do you really need teacher for TEF? I'll tell you yes. Why you need teacher for TEF? Only because you need somebody to have the feedback for speaking and writing. You don't need teacher, guys, for the reading and listening. They are self-pacing. You can do it yourself. In fact, speaking also you can do it yourself. Writing also you can do it yourself. There's no problem. I do encourage utilization of ChatGPT. I do encourage utilization of Claude. People who have not watched my AI video, please watch it, because I am somebody who do encourage a lot of self-studies. But you got to understand, we don't have time. Like if you would have come to me and said, "Ma'am, I have 2 years," trust me, I have given advices to people like, "Okay, why don't you join Alliance Francaise? That's a good institute. 2 years is enough. You'll clear TEF." People who've come to me, "Ma'am, I don't want to learn French for TEF, but I want to learn French for this particular skill or my office requirements." I don't ask them to join us, or I don't ask them to join anywhere. I tell them, "Why don't you just go and do it yourself? You'll save a lot of money." But still they join because they really want a trained method of learning. Now it is up to you guys whether you want to do it yourself, whether you don't want to do, you want to indulge into yourself into a coaching institute, no matter whichever coaching institute in the world. But you got to understand, you need somebody to direct you, to put you into the right path, so that you just watch what is asked to watch, You are somebody in a controlled, disciplined training methodology that, oh, did you do this? Like Kanika's homework, if people don't do, she said, I'm not taking your class today. So I really like her style because she doesn't take a class. If the moment person says, ma'am, sorry, I couldn't do it. I had job, I had work, I had this, which is fine. We respect that because you guys are also juggling with lot of things in the life. But then she doesn't take a class and we don't count that as a class also, because she feels that if the student is not speaking, then how can I add value? She doesn't have to speak. She is cleared. She is cleared the TEF. She is happy here in Canada. She doesn't have to move mountains now. It's you who have to move the mountains now. So we have a very simple policy. If the student has not done the homework, if the student is not speaking, class cancel, because there's no point we can add a value. If you have this kind of a regulation by yourself, you don't need the teacher. Last but not the least, if the chat GPT prompts can really give you the CEFR B2 B2 plus, and trust me guys, I have had students, they have only taken speaking from us, and the writing they could manage the AI thingy, but they were really brilliant. They really knew what to do, and some of them were so focused that they just had the vocabulary like at the tip of, like at their fingers. So if you are somebody like that, you don't need coaching. No, don't take coaching. Please do not spend money like that. Then you need only coaching if you want the right feedback, you want the discipline, you want somebody who is literally sitting on your head, okay, do this, do this, do this, and come back and clear TEF and go and enjoy the life. Then only sign up for any coaching institute, not just with us, to anyone. But idea behind is that we have less time, like 8 9 months. So we do not have time to like struggle and stroll and find the best institute of the world. So do not waste energy on all of those if you are somebody who's autodidact. Usually the cost is around $400, so spend in the right way. Now, I have actually spoken a lot on this in the previous slide, which I plan to do it now. But just to sum it up, guys, a resume of like everything. Resume is French word, sorry. Resume is resume to what exactly I wanted to say. That usually with a mentor, you are somebody who progress. Like if I have a very strict trainer in my fraternity, in my panel. Her name is Hina Mam. Usually students tell me, ma'am, the class was so tough. The class was so tough. Ma'am, Hina ma'am never says that we are doing good, because she never says you're doing good. And then I have to like literally console them. Yeah, I know that she doesn't say that you're doing good because she wants to really extract the best from you. Today only I had this candid conversation with two of my students. Ma'am, she never says that we are doing good, because that's not what we are here for. We literally have to drill you and crush you and put it you in the jar and literally make you person like Param, who can get the C1 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 in the very first attempt. We are not here to literally, "Oh, wow, you're doing great, amazing, wow, wow." If you're doing amazing, why would you join us? Please don't join us if you're doing amazing. Only join us if you're somebody who feels that you need us. Only and plus come up with an open mind, because if you will not come with an open mind, if you'll not come yeah, if you're not here to absorb the feedback, trust me guys, the journey won't last for long. You would not like us, and you would literally feel that, okay, no, you know what, they never praise. We don't praise, guys, trust me, we don't. We only praise the day when you'll share the result with us. Ma'am, done. That's the only day where you're going to get a praise. Rest of the days you will hardly hear from us, you're doing great. Most of the time you will say you're doing this mistake, that mistake, this mistake, that mistake. So you will have this guidance. Secondly, the person who are solo, the problem with the solo learners are that, like, I have seen the grammar books, and when I wanted to make a video on that, how to do the video, how to do the grammar on your own, I really wanted to make a video on this thing. But the problem is, the moment I open a grammar book, they start their first chapter with verbs. Now, how can somebody start their like French journey with verbs? So I really wonder, like, how can I tell them, or how can I like literally tell you, okay, this is the grammar book that you should follow? Because they start with the verbs. You cannot really start your life with verbs with French. It has to be the right format, article, prepositions, and maybe the phonics, which most of the people don't even know it exists in the world. I really want to share this incident, guys. I had somebody on the consultation call. That person said that, ma'am, I have completed up until B1 and B2, and now I really want to join your coaching because I have never got the chance to spoken in a word in my 6 months journey or 7 months journey. So can I do that? I said, fine, yeah, okay, fine, good, great. And we got onboarded and everything. And the person, the moment he opened his mouth, and he was like, he was not able to speak like much of a French, and his pronunciation was all haywire. Then I asked, like, didn't you do phonics? He was like, what is that? And I was like literally taken aback that how can like the teacher never taught you phonics, because phonics is something base, that if bonjour exists, then why bonjour is like that, like this is very basics, right? So this is something which we try and do so that you get the right path here. And we do not, you don't have to literally get overwhelmed with the resources. As I said, we don't encourage any book. I have no book culture in my organization, because we do not believe, you ask us, we give you, but we don't believe in that doing so. Then how to practice daily is not something about us, it's something about you, that you got to know that how exactly you gotta divide your time. Because I do get these questions that, ma'am, I am working mother or I'm working father, how can I divide my time? So reading 30 minutes, what you read, I'll make a separate video on that, but I have one video already, you can watch that, I'll drop a link here. Speaking, if you have speaking partner, bang on, great. If you have tutor, great. If you don't have tutor, AI. If you don't have anyone, just do it yourself. The last part, do it yourself, is very tough. I don't know how do you manage. Chandra sir manages very well. He told me once that I do it amazingly by myself, but I don't know how does he do so. I never asked him because I was intimidated. If he'll tell me, I will not be able to implement it. But if you can do so by looking at the mirror, when I look at the mirror, I get lost. I start looking at my pimples. So I really definitely cannot do speaking by my own. I really always needed somebody. But if you are somebody who do not need anyone, that's okay, guys. You do not have to be dependent on anyone else. It's okay. Do it yourself. Not a problem. Writing, chat GPT, any AI, Claude, or maybe you can use us if you want us, or maybe, different platforms to get your copies corrected. Bon Patron, there also, it is a great link, which we'll share today under the webinar link. Then listening, 30 minutes, we have mentioned active and passive both. What is active? Active means that you listen and you answer the questions, and passive means you just listen, like listen while cooking, while driving, while taking care of the kids, or whatever it is. That is passive listening. So you got to divide your time like this to be able to get the best fruitful results. And now it's over to Kanika. So Kanika ma'am, she doesn't need any introduction now since we have spoken about her. We'll take over from here, and she would be very happy to show her style of teaching and her part of story. And Kanika ma'am, over to you. I'll put myself on mute.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Ankita ma'am. Nainika, can I get the access for the screen share, please?
Sure. Ankita Mam, can you please stop sharing?
Yeah, I'll stop share here.
Yeah. You can share the screen now.
Thank you, Nainika. Hi, everyone. So just to give a quick introduction about myself, I'm Kanika. I cleared my TEF exam. I also started learning French only for the Canada PR. I had no idea about French. I learned from ABC. And yes, it took me 1.5 years to get through the language and to get the TEF exam clear. I also did my DELF B2 before coming to Canada. And yes, trust me, it makes the journey very easy. Now, coming to the teaching part, and like Ankita ma'am rightly said, it's all about speaking correctly. Phonics, that's very important. The accents, they really don't matter. I have my students who ask me, we don't speak in French accent, we don't speak in that accent. Does that really matter? Does that really hampers our grade? No, it doesn't. I have always spoken in an Indian accent, French, and I still managed to get C1. So it's okay, guys. The accent really doesn't matter at all. Trust me, neither for your DELF, nor for your TEF, nor for your TCF, or any other exam. So I can vouch for that. Now, coming to the classes, the teaching one-on-one, I personalize in giving one-on-one attention. I make my classes and my schedule according to your needs, because every student is different from one another. And I know this by heart now. I've been teaching for almost more than a year. And for me, it's always been a different way of teaching. For like Ankita ma'am said that we don't use books. Yes, we don't, right? So we have our own curated notes. I'll just share my screen screen and tell you what kind of notes do we have. 1 second. I am so sorry. Yes. Yes. Okay. So yes, this is how the notes go through. I have different notes wherein I use different methods of teaching French. If you can see this, the phonetics, how to pronounce A, B, C, how does the words actually pronounce? Like we have the O sound, we have the nya sound, we have the sound, A sound. We have so many sounds. So we need to understand the basics of phonetics. Yes, that is very important. Even if you lack somewhere in the vocabulary, if you are using the word, the pronunciation correctly, it makes a lot of difference. Then yes, vocabulary, I do like to give you these small vocabulary pictures so that you keep on learning them. For example, what do you use in your house? What do you use in your bedroom, the washroom, the toilet, and everything. Then coming to the pronunciation part and to the learning of French, yes, I do write like this so that my children understand how to pronounce the word, so that you know what to say and what not to say. If, for example, what does au revoir means? It means bye. But then how does it make? How does it came into existence? Because wa means to see and re means to receive. So that means au revoir, see you again, right? So this is how we teach. We teach daily conversations. We tell them how to pronounce these. My students start and speak from the very first day. I take A1 classes as well. So right from the beginning, even if you don't understand the grammar, that's okay with me. I want you to speak from the very first day. So you should know how to say, how are you? How was your day? What's your name? How was your, what do you do? What is your nationality? Etc., etc., etc. And yes, we have the daily simulations for the reading and for listening exercises as well. The other important thing that we do is the personalized notes that we have. And these are from the Edurigo. And 1 second, I'll just be sharing the screen that screen with you now. One second, guys. I'm sorry for this.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah,
I like the word what Kanika used. She said children. They are no more children though. Because
they're not
we
children,
only
but yes,
they're not
we
children.
only we also are
We
children.
treat
Like we
them
are
like
not that
children.
old, but
Yeah,
we do
yeah.
make them feel like children, and they are and they have
Yeah.
actually become our
Yeah,
children.
yeah.
So
Yeah, they
yes,
have become our children. Yeah.
become our
You
children.
didn't do
So
this? Why you didn't do this? Okay, yeah. Over to you, Kanika.
yes. So yeah, so this is how our teaching platform looks like. I hope the screen is visible. We have the curated documents for you, how to pronounce, how to use the basic expressions. We don't share books. Yes, we do give them if you want them. Otherwise, these are the curated documents that we have for time, numbers, how to say time and numbers correctly, how to use nouns, pronouns, adjectives, prepositions. These are the basis of French. Guys, if you are able to do your A1 correctly, trust me, the base is set. Then slowly and steadily have how you move up with the grammar. That obviously that it becomes a little bit difficult, but trust me, with these all curated notes, you don't need to focus more on the books. I'll be giving you each and everything in writing. I have my own notes. I will write them for you so that you have to just pay attention and do it, right? So this is how we do. And yes, this is for the beginners lot. But yes, if there's somebody who wants to know how do we do the TEF preparation, then we have our curated notes for that as well. I do take classes for TEF speaking as well. So yes, for speaking simulation, how to use acknowledgements, what are connector logics, how do we make them in writing? The writing connector logics are completely different from the speaking connector logic. You cannot just mix them. What you write, that's another way of doing French, but how do you speak is a completely different way. So some sentences are good for writing, but they cannot be used for speaking. So to be different, to be able to differentiate between them, how to elevate your level, how to use your idiomatic expressions, like we have idioms in IELTS, we have expressions in French as well. So how to use what tenses to use to get that B2 plus and CLB 7 and above. So yes, that is all we do use. And I have my own curated notes for that, which I always share with my children, with my students rather, not children. But yes, so this is what it is, guys. In my opinion, yes, when I started learning French, when I gave my first attempt, I had no idea what French was, what TEF was. I just learned grammar. My tutor told me just go and give your exam. You're ready to go. Yes, I failed miserably. I could not even understand a word that happened. Then I met Ankita ma'am. She taught me for TEF, and here I am. I cleared my exam. I took her feedback. I was able to score good marks, and then yes, that's how my journey began. So for you guys, yes, a teacher is important, but just because to correct your doubts. Self-study helps, guys. Trust me. For reading, listening, I used to do a lot of exercise. I used to listen to the same audio 4 times, 5 times, until unless I'm not able to understand each and every word. It's a tedious task, but yes, trust me, it helps a lot. So yes, you need somebody to handhold you just in the right direction. That's it. Over to you, Ankita ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kanika ma'am. You made the points really valid that deaf is different, French is different. French is something wherein you can learn by your own, guys. Trust me, you don't need tutors. You don't have to really spend hefty amount on coachings or anything. But trust me, even if you do, let's say even if you do, it's just the investment in your skills, guys. And I just was reading one question here, which is a very valid question. So I just do tell this to a lot of my students or consultation call as well, guys. Let's say we are somebody who is doing a good job in the Canadian market, right? So we may have X number of students for French learning today. Imagine once you will complete your all processes, visas, and you will be in the job market after a year. You will not have to just compete with the people who are Canadians, who have Canadian work experience, who are way ahead in your own particular domain, but you will also be fighting with the bilinguals. So even if you will not really want to join the French thingy for your PR, for your any other trade or any other reason, you will have no choice. Imagine how many people will be multiplicating and how many French learners will be learning and will be ready in a year. So you got to understand the simple mathematics that you will have to be like really at par in order to land a good job, not just PR. Because even if you will get PR, where is the job lying then? We all keep hearing that job market is not good, job market is not good. But it's only not good for the people who are not rightly skilled. Or if you have to like literally be able in a right way to get those jobs. Now, moving on to the next part, I do have my, by the way, guys, I do have my team joining and the other trainers as well. I have given them liberty today not to switch on the camera if they don't want to, but I'm so glad to see them. Like Neeru Panchal, she is also one of the amazing trainers I have had. She cleared TEF. She came to Canada, making merry, enjoying the greenery, and she is just loving every bit of a Canada. Thank you, Neeru ma'am, and thank you for answering, and thank you, Ina ma'am, for joining us today. And of course, Anne as well as Alka ma'am. Thank you, everyone. So, right. So I would say I'll take the first thing here to start with. Does the grammar of French English are similar? Yes, Neeru ma'am has already answered this. It is more closer to Hindi. So people who knows Hindi, for you guys, it'll be quicker. You'll understand things very easily as compared to the people who do not know Hindi. So Hindi, yes, you will have more points. You will understand French easily and quickly. And we do teach in English, Hindi, Marathi, Japanese, Korean. We also teach in Portuguese now. It is a joke, guys. We do not know these many languages. We only teach in English and we use Hindi
And
also as a
Hindi.
medium of language. English, Hindi are the main core. That's what we use. And apart from that, we do not know any other language, though we want to, but we do not know. So then the next question comes how to practice all the 4 modules daily. That's a very good question, Akash. We do encourage practicing all the modules daily, but in the beginning, you may not be able to do that if you're a complete beginner. If you're a complete beginner, just focus on the pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. These 3 things are enough. And then slowly pick up the listening and reading. But if you're somebody who is not a beginner, intermediate, start your day with the listening. Pick up your day. Like when I used to, like when I have had all the charts in my bathroom, bedroom, and everywhere. The moment I'm brushing, I'm looking at the vocabulary or listening to the podcast or listening to the Alexa. So that's how I used to do a lot of passive listening, and that's what we encourage to all of our students as well. So please do that. So what is the future of learning French from perspective of Canada PR in next 3 years? Great, amazing future. You can really understand that IRCC has already given the 30% of weightage to the French category. Now, people are learning French for Canada PR. People are learning French because they're on student visa. They do not want to be going from here. People on work permit visa, they are learning French. Imagine the competition you will have after a year. It will be crazy competition. Every CV which you will have in the LinkedIn, it will be titled as bilingual. So amazing and incredible future, guys. If you even if you don't want to learn, you don't have choice. You will have to learn French now. How many hours should you contribute to prep, to TEF or TCF? How long it will take to go from scratch to B2 for the exam? How long is something we have answered multiple times, but just to let you know, let you know, guys, it's honestly an individualistic journey. Some working mothers, some are working fathers. They take a little bit, obviously, more time. You do not really have to ignore your kids. You really do not have to ignore your personal life, but you might have to ignore a lot of other things in your life to be able to make room for French. You will have to make French your lifestyle. You will have to understand that it is a part of your life now. You got to learn. You got to read every hoarding boarding in French, YouTube computer setting in French. Timelines, usually it takes up to 8 to 10 months minimum. If somebody is telling you you will learn French or to clear TEF in 4 months, scam. If somebody is telling you you will learn and clear TEF in 6 months, totally scam. 6 months you will only learn French, you will not clear TEF. So if there is a difference between knowing French and clearing TEF. You will learn French in 6 months, but if you want CLB 5, then maybe possible. So if for the people who really wants to do it in 6 months or 7 months and they want CLB 5, we do have a lot of such students. So generally they are trained by either Hina ma'am, because she has those sort of expertise, and or Kanika ma'am, because she takes the speaking part of those people and she literally rigorously churn them to get the CLB 5. For only those people, I would say 6 7 months, but otherwise, trust me guys, it's not an easy journey. It will take a hell lot of things from you. It will take your morale, confidence, self-esteem away, and it will give you everything back in double intensity once you will clear them. Up till that point you will always feel less confident, which is absolutely fine, because you're getting a lot more, the lot more in return. So be ready to invest yourself for about 8 to 10 months. That's an answer. How many hours should you contribute daily? 2 to 3 hours, that's all. Not more than that, because you will start getting overwhelmed or overexhausted. Weekend something more, maybe 8 hours. Words are completely different. How to prepare it? What is the starting point of the learning French? The starting point of the learning French is the day when you decide that you enroll with us. That is the starting point. Because that is something you got to know, that the day when you'll the day when you'll decide, you're ready to have the faith in us and give us the chance to contribute in your journey. That is a day decide that yes, this is the starting point. That's one. But if not, that's fine, no pressure. Then in that case, the starting point will be to start looking for not the self-paced course, guys. I am right now currently at that point state of mind. I will not recommend the self-paced course. We have seen a lot of damage done by them, not a great contribution done by them. So we have had to like literally redo the damage done. So maybe I may do have I may bring my own courses later, so I will not speak much. But today in this stage, I'm not agreeing to the self-paced courses. But still, what is the next solution is, look, dig out a good grammar book, dig out a good pronunciation Audible. Maybe you can subscribe to Kindle and Audible both, and start listening and chunking. Listening, chunking. That's the second step that you can do. Then we have the other question, which is, for listening of the podcast passive, when you're doing other work, please help. Yeah, will help. Not really. It doesn't help. I'll read the question again. Need to listen with the translation. Now I'm at the B1 level. I can recognize most of the vocabulary in the sentence, which is great. So Najina, I'll answer your question. So her question is, guys, that when we do a podcast passive listening, then do we, and we do simultaneously other work. Like honestly, during my time, it was a high pandemic. So I used to make chapatis. That was a time when I've actually done my listening exercise. It doesn't help. Honestly, it doesn't help much, because at one point I used to just get disconnected from the audio, and I used to be in my own world of meditation. Okay, this happened, that happened. So it doesn't really help much. The passive listening doesn't help much. But in the beginning, there is no other way. In the beginning, you really cannot sit and start answering the question answer. For the first A1, A2 level, we encourage passive listening. But the moment you start doing the B1 level, then we do have sessions like Hina ma'am takes some sessions, Kanika ma'am takes some session, I take some sessions, wherein I tell them how exactly you got to listen, and then you need to understand the vocabulary. So I'll give you a formula to you guys, people who have joined us today for the B1, B2 level. The vocabulary repeats. So if you understand this simple formula that vocabulary repeats, and if you understand the vocabulary, you may not find the same audio, but you might find a similar audio. So for that, I see like I have seen as an I we have trained a lot of students wherein we taught them how exactly to listen, what exactly to listen, and that's enough. So far we've been not facing any challenge with clearing the listening exams. Sorry, listening bit, which is coming, like, which is giving us tremendous results so far. So this strategy is working. So you can listen to the news, but you can always read the transcript. For the people who wants these resources, I have made a separate video for listening, but we usually prefer using TV Sangmont, RFE, France Enter, or maybe some other podcast. Like I personally like a lot of inner French podcast curated by Ugo. So he does a great job, and he's very sweet and he's quite handsome. So I really like him. So now the next question which we have is, seems to be manageable, but no matter how much listening one practice, it doesn't move the needle. Yeah, it really doesn't seem to improve, especially after the 15 questions of TEF exam. So Sherif, it's a good question. That it doesn't move. Yeah, it really is painful process to do a lot of listening, especially not 15. Don't agree with the 15th part. I agree with the 20th part. So after 20th, your life starts getting difficult, which is correct. Uh, I honestly might ask Chandra sir or Hina ma'am, or maybe, Anne ma'am. They all scored C1s and C2s in listening. So they are the champions of listening. I'm not somebody who is really the champion of listening. Chandra sir, I really want to ask this question: how to do listening? How really they can really help, we can help all of them who can go ahead beyond after the question 20th. Please answer.
So, see, the first thing is obviously you have to immerse yourself in French sounds. So, right
Yeah.
from day one, okay, right from your A1 level, we tell students that, every day you have to do at least 30 minutes of listening. First, you should have at least 15 minutes of passive listening and 15 minutes of active listening, both. Passive
Yeah.
listening is when you do music or when you do podcasts and all those things. And active listening is, when you're trying to listen to something and then answer a question. That has to happen from your day one itself.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like, "Okay, let me first understand grammar, let me first understand vocabulary, and then we'll do it." No, just jump into the well, and then you'll know how to swim. Okay, that's the only way. And then try to listen to different things which you like. For example, I like football a lot. So what I used to do, I used to after on weekends, we used to have this football matches in England and in Spain and all those reasons. So whatever the match result was, it used to come in the next day in French newspapers, and I used to listen to the audio recordings of these sounds. Okay,
Yeah.
how, who scored the goal and all those things. So try to find something which you like. You might like cooking, you might like arts, you might like films and everything. Try to find a niche that you enjoy, and then start listening to it. French is a language. Okay, see, no one is going to give you an exact formula that this is how your paper pattern is going to be, and only questions from this particular section and this particular topics will come. This is not maths or physics. Anything can come from anywhere. So you have to develop a capability where you try to listen to it every day on a day-to-day basis, and it becomes, the way we are speaking right now, the way we are speaking in probably your native tongue or Hindi or Marathi or whatever, the way we are speaking, you have to adapt yourself and make French your best friend in that manner. That's the only advice that I can give.
Wow, thank you so much. And he's not telling one secret. He watched Emily in Paris how many times?
No, no,
Serious?
that
No, you
just
didn't?
once,
Okay.
one season, but there are
Once.
some
Okay.
other, yeah,
Okay. Okay. I thought he must have watched multiple times, but not
yeah.
really. Okay. Okay. But Emily in Paris not a French thing anyway, guys.
Yeah.
So, but thank you so much, Chandra. So that was really insightful. But yes, guys, like the way he said, we got to be literally immersed. So if we immerse ourselves in this listening bit, then only we can overcome this part. And then we have another question that we should do to, okay, this is also for Chandra sir. Next question for you. What strategy we should use to do the long paragraphs? This is for
Right.
reading.
Okay. Okay. Again, so here also, see, you have to understand that French, when when you're doing reading exercises, right? They are not. It's not a test of your uh, grammar. It's a test of your
Hmm.
vocabulary. They want to understand if you are thrown in a French situation. Okay, let's say if you are thrown. Let's say you go to a French airport, or if you go to a municipality in a French area. Okay, if you go to a
Yeah.
government office in French area, can you understand what is written? Can you understand what people are saying to you? So it's not a test of grammar, it's a test of your vocabulary. So what you have to do is that you have to be aware of how different things can come up, how different situations can happen. So many students that I have seen, they just in terms of vocabulary, they just say that if I just do a few French storybooks, will my reading improve? Well, it will improve at the at a beginning level, but then other than that, these are not the paragraphs that you're going to get. You're going to get paragraphs from, let's say, a science journal, or from a cooking show, or from a how to make your get your driver's license in French, right? So all these things can also happen. Now whenever you find English around you, see, we are so proficient in English because English, we come from an Anglophone country, right? And everything around us is English. So if you buy a new TV, you get owner's manual, which is in English, right?
Hmm.
If you are let's say if you're trying, if the faucet in your bathroom is leaking, you try and call the plumbers, you go an application and everything is written in English.
English.
How to book a plumber and all, the steps in English. So that way, what you have to do is you have to immerse in the French way of life, because your
Yeah.
questions will now come from these things only. Okay, you might get a question saying that these are the owner's manual for steps to be followed in case of a flood. There's a warning
Yeah.
from a meteorological department. So you have to look at different aspects of a French way of life. Whatever you are doing right now has to be done in French for you. And in most of the cases, I will tell you, right, uh, all these topics, okay, let's say cooking or FAQs, general guidances, let's say science journals, arts, and all those things, the paragraphs that you get, right, the paragraphs that you get, the vocab is something that you do not know. So if you read these different topics, okay, you read finance, you read politics, you read art, science, culture on a day-to-day basis, like short paragraphs at an A1 A2 level, and then starting from B1 B2, you start at longer levels. You get the vocab, you immerse your brain with the vocab,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
when the question comes in TEF, no, most of these questions are common sense questions. Okay, like even if you don't have no knowledge of that particular thing, right?
Domain. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you have no knowledge about that particular domain, at least out of four options, two options you can just remove by just applying your logic. So
Yeah.
that
Wow.
becomes very useful. And then for the
Yeah.
for I mean, for one of the option, probably there might be some play in the word. Okay, some vocab
Yeah.
might be here there, which is where your French knowledge comes into picture. So most of it is common sense, because they want you to understand language. Okay, language is
Yeah.
not arts, it's not maths or physics. Okay, language is how things we communicate. So this is how you have to attempt your long paragraphs also. Immerse yourself in the things that you love to do, and from different domains, so you get a very comprehensive knowledge from different things and different aspects of life. Okay.
Wow.
I would
Thank you
also like
so
to
much. Yeah, Kanika.
it's just one small thing that changing your
Yeah.
phone's language from English
Yeah.
to French helps a lot. Trust me, you'll
Trust
have
me.
to think, you'll have to see, okay, what does this word mean? What does that word mean? And even
Yeah.
the setting updates will come in French. So these small
Yeah.
things will really make a lot of difference. So while I was studying, I changed my phone language to French and my
Yeah.
laptop's language to French. So now it's tough. My mind is not programmed to, just be okay with the language with English. So use
Yeah.
that. That can also be option.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Both of you, great guys. Merci beaucoup. Right. Yes. Thank you, Chandra sir. That was really insightful. And yeah, we really learned a lot in like understanding how it works. And there is one more question that can we put in a lot of general source? Yes, guys, we can. We are here to help you. We will share with you lots of source. And Chandra sir, do take lots of classes. He's a very busy man, not easy to get hold of him. So you'll have to come through me to take his appointment. So not easy. You cannot really access my team so easily, guys. So and the next bit which Kanika ma'am also highlighted, that yes, it's something which helps really to change your settings. In the beginning you might like literally juggle, I couldn't find my setting, where is setting, what is setting in French, so it'll be tough, but yeah, this really does help a lot. So we will be starting learning TEF after B1. Yes, till B1 there is no TEF, but with us it's little different, guys. With us we have a different strategies, like Anne ma'am. So she is somebody who is the one-on-one TEF expert for the short month durations. So she's somebody in my team who takes the lesson from A1 to B1 in a very few weeks. So this is a new methodology which we have recently implemented only for those who have very less time for TEF. So we are still experimenting with it, and it is a great formula that we are working on. But just to answer your question, you can start from TEF day one, but that will be in the form of reading and listening. But otherwise, in the beginning, it's mostly grammar and pronunciation that has to be solid. But real TEF comes after B1, because that's when you start actually doing speaking writing. We are over by 10 minutes. We'll take the questions for another 5 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day. So after learning French, what is the possibility to get PR in Canada in French category? Oh my God, that's definitely amazing, guys. After learning French, we do have an amazing scope to get PR, because that's the only door they have, like literally left open. Earlier, IT used to be like, it's something which used to be considered as wow. I do not see any STEM draws happening recently, especially the IT draws, but I see regular French draws. For the year 2025, they predict to have more French chunks. So French is something definitely coming up as a brighter future. And if you do not have tier 0, 1, 2, 3 job, will be learning helper. Yes. So I recently came across this thing, that wherein even if you are in not falling in tier 0, 1, or 2, I'm not very sure about it, because I'm not somebody, disclaimer here, that an IRCC consultant. But yes, in case you do not belong to the tier 0, 1, or 2, but you belong to the tiers 3 or 4, but I can be wrong here, that you just need CLB 5, and you will be still considered as somebody qualified for the French category draw. I'll drop the link here in my webinar bit. Now, the other question which we have, which probably was about the resources, which I have answered, that yes, Chandra sir can share certain resources, guys. We have no problem. More weightage for PR. Okay, so do you think the French draw will continue in 2025 and 2026? 2026, guys, I do not know, but 2025, yes. In your opinion, French people will have more weightage? Definitely. We don't have a choice. You will have to learn French, not for PR, at least to get the good bilingual jobs. Otherwise it looks really gloomy to me. After learning French, what is the possibility to get PR? We have answered that question. And what else? So I think we are done with all of the questions which were answered. Please share the link of the French grammar books and the reading and listening resources. Sure, we gonna do that. And I have already separate listening video as well, wherein we dropped the listening resources. But yes, we'll be very happy to make separate videos also on that if you need to. And you can always put the comment on our videos. You can always reach out to us in case you have any more questions. So I think we have answered all of the questions. It looks good to me. And yeah, I will also share the link of the tier 4 jobs as well. I will share that link as well with you guys. So I think we are good with the questions, so we call it a day. And I really want to thank all of you for joining. If you still have any questions, then then please text us, let us know. We will be very happy to address your questions. You can share the email addresses with us. We'll share, we'll share with you our packages, our prices, our fee structures, because we customize everything for each one of you. We do not have any classes which have 50 people, 60 people, crazy amount of students in one class. No, we do not believe in that kind of a culture, because if we cannot make you speak, we do not add value. If we do not add value, then we do not like make you join. And you won't believe, we have said no to many students. There are times when people have tried to join us and we have said no, because joining us is also it's something requires commitment. So when you cannot commit to us, when you're somebody who is not coming joining us with an open mind, because if you're ready, if you're somebody who's going to join Hina ma'am, then you really have to come with a lots of lots of energy, that you're gonna get C1 in writing, you're gonna get C2 in writing, only if you are somebody who can take her feedback and can work on it, because that's how she is. So that's how my team is, and that's how we are, that we believe in making you successful only and only if you can give us that kind of a dedication as well. There'll be times when you'll not be speaking, that's fine. There'll be times when you'll not be reading. And last but not the least, I want all of you to leave you with this thought, guys. French is tough. It is tough. If somebody says it is easy, they are lying. If somebody says TEF is easy, they are lying. TEF is not easy. TCF is not easy. French immigration PR path is not easy. It's going to take the hell lot of energy, self-confidence from you. It will take, like, you will cry. Trust me, I don't have a student, like even Kanika cried. Chandra sir never cried. But yeah, otherwise everybody do cry. They do, and I cried as well, that okay, it's not possible, I'm going to give up, I'll rather find another route, I'll go with the student visa, I'll, if I want to have the, I'll maybe change the country, I'll go to Australia. Oh, whatsoever thoughts came to my mind as well. This happens with all of you. This happened with Kanika ma'am, this happened with Hina ma'am, or my entire panel, entire fraternity. We all went through the same emotions. There were time when Neeru break down, like she literally broke down, ma'am, I don't think it's possible, mujhse nahi hoga. Literally she had these words, mujhse nahi hoga, I don't think I'm meant for this, I don't think I can do this. We all have had those emotional breakdowns. Still we are sitting here, we are adding value, we are in Canada, we are enjoying the entire lifestyle which Canada has to offer, these greeneries and this amazing lifestyle that they have to offer us. But the only thing which we all had common, the one only thing which we all had common, that you got to develop in you, is do not give up. No matter what comes on your way, do not give up. No matter how many attempts you will have to give, just do not give up. And do not think, and do not go start this journey thinking that, okay, I'm going to clear with the first attempt. You may not clear with the first attempt. You may clear in the third attempt, fourth attempt, fifth attempt. The moment you'll clear after eighth attempt, you will forget your rest of the seven attempts, and you will remember the day you started your journey with Bonjour. So you got to have that kind of a thing in you. Okay, I'm not going to give up. I'm not leaving Canada dream. I'm going to go here and I'm going to have the PR, whether it is TAF, whether it is TCF, whatever it is, but I am not going to give up. You do not have to just give up, and you will see, you will have work coming in your problem on your way. You'll have those breaking, like when you break down, like your manager did not say a right word to you, or you maybe the social, maybe your friends, your mom, your parents, your other folks, which you feel that they did not really say those right words to you, when and that had an impact on your French linguistic journey. Do not let all of these things come on your way. Just stick to what you have to do. And there are times when you would need a break too, like sickness, marriage, or maybe weddings, engagements, life, personal issues, mental breakdowns. Take a break. Take a break of a week or 10 days, like you need one. It's fine. Take a break, but then restart your journey. So the moment you'll restart, you come back to, you will not go back to square, or you won't go start from zero. You'll not go back to square one. You will actually start from where you left. It takes one day to revise or revisit those thoughts. So that is all I wanted to say that. And yeah, sorry. Yes, Nancy, I'll answer your question that what is the difference between TEF and TEFAK, right? So I'll tell you what is the difference between TEF and TEFAK. Last question, because it's an interesting question to answer. So TEFAK is something meant for Quebec. TEF is something meant for federal draws. So people who are living in Quebec, they give TEFAK. So they kind of get qualified for the Quebec draws, and they only have to clear listening and speaking. They do not have to struggle or, literally do anything about writing or reading. The TEFAK people, they do not take writing and reading exam, whereas TEF is meant for federal. They're speaking and their listening exam exactly same as TEF. So we train for TEFAK because we are TEF trained coaches, and that's why I'm in Quebec. Yeah. So yes, Nancy. So you can take TCF. Sorry, you can take TEFAK. You don't have to do TEF. So whatever Chandra sir told you, you can ignore that. Something that you do not need. So because you don't have to do reading, and rest of you, please rewatch the recording. And thank you so much for taking up time, especially people in the Asian countries who got up at 6:30 in the morning to join our sessions. And people in Canada, thank you so much for spending your Sundays with us. It was wonderful meeting you all. Thank you for being such a lovely audience. And if you still have questions which I couldn't answer lately because of the lack of time, feel free to connect with me, and I'm very, very happy to add value to most of you. Merci beaucoup, guys, and bonne nuit. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, guys. Thank you, my team. Merci. Au revoir.